they've been missing, it feels like, so far this tournament.
Yeah, I think the odds show that EHOME was like a slight favorite overall. So it's going to be interesting. I think yeah, they've made a final. I think I've been a little bit disappointed by the fact that we've got Fade and X Nova on the same team, and it hasn't exactly been like this standout performance from them. But I think that's like us kind of just putting high standards on the two of them because we think they're such a great support duo. So like, what you're expecting from them is pretty much perfection every single time. And when you don't get that, then whoa, hey, first of all, I'm going to stop that sentence short. We were talking about how Witch Doctor hasn't been picked up at all, and here he is, first pick for Aster. That's kind of crazy. He was not picked up to this point in first game of the playoffs. Here's a new hero.
That's pretty mental.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah, that you were just talking about it yesterday, and we get it today already. Yeah. I wonder what the purpose is just first picking it, though.
I guess that definitely seems odd, right? Because if you're not picking, like, I would say the contested ones like Chen or Undying, you usually don't pick your 5 that early. Usually we'll see like 5 in the 4th pick or the 3rd pick.
The only thing I could come up with is if they were definitely picking Sven as well. Like maybe, it helps because they think that EHOME are going to go Chen and whatnot. Yeah, it goes up in value. But I think Witch Doctor Sven's a really strong lane. Like a lot of kill potential. I like seeing X Nova back on this Chen again though. Do you remember he had that great performance? I think it was day 2 of the group stage where they took a game off. Was it Vici? I think where he was playing Chen. Which they did really well.
It was day 3, but yes, that is still, the series is still the same, but it was day 3 other than day 2. But yeah, they played really well. And that one game over Vici is what gave me a bit more confidence in EHOME, I would say, out of these two teams, is like, EHOME can beat the best. And I don't know if we've seen that from Aster yet. I know Aster had a run of like dominating. Mm-hmm. It seems like week to week, everybody's like, this is the new best team in China. But, it definitely now, of course, with roster changes, I don't know about Aster, but yeah, EHOME have definitely given me a lot of confidence, and X Nova's played really well.
Yeah, he has, and I'm glad they go back for the Fade Rubik though as well. They prioritized this yesterday in their series, and I think he did a really good job. So it makes sense that if you've had a bit of a rough tournament, you give Fade this Rubik, and it kind of like solidifies this game plan almost. That he looks a little better in it. Just go for it again. Like trust yourself after you've had this good performance yesterday. I'm interested to see how EHOME want to try and plan out their second ban phase, because we don't often see this double support duo opening. We've seen it a few times recently, but like the first few days, I feel like we didn't get it much. Like we used to see like Mars +1s or like Bloodseeker +1s. Timber, okay.
Yeah, Timber getting picked up every now and then. Nothing like, his percentages aren't exactly up there. Magnus getting banned too, which is a little bit of a surprise because I feel like that hero's kind of been ignored a lot this event.
Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, when you play the Sven, we've talked about this, how you want to build up a natural advantage through farm because you farm quicker than the enemy carry. If they have Empower and they're farming at the same rate as you or like close to, then you kind of lose that advantage as the Sven.
Well, yeah, we've talked about that, the Empower kind of being that option or way to get back into farming as well as the Sven does. But in all reality, we really haven't seen that. We've seen a couple of Magnus games where Sven is still 2-3K ahead of the other carry, despite the fact that he's gotten power. Like, it's crazy how fast and efficient this hero is at farming.
I feel like Mag teams have been slacking with getting stacks ready and things like that, though, in general.
That's actually, yeah. Now that you mention that, I could see that as well. And Aster go to the Earth Spirit. We've seen a lot of great performances on this hero. I have loved watching this hero in competitive play. Like, absolutely loved it. And maybe it's just because we've seen a high bar set by the players that have played this hero, but it has been one of those, like, it's a showstopper, I guess. I don't know if that's even the right way to describe how fun it's been to watch Earth Spirit play. I know you love that hero as well, so
it's just, again, it's another one of those heroes that I can't play. So when it's played well, I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Like, I love watching this. It's just a really hard hero to play well, I think. Like, people who don't really play that hero, you'll understand if you try and pick it in a pub and do what people do in these games, you're like, oh my god, what is happening? You feel like the game's passing you by because you don't know what you're doing. I love these 3 heroes from Aster have really like high aggressive potential though. Like they have Cask Maledict, like all this aggressive play from the Earth Spirit as well.
Okay. So that is, I want to say XXS is going to play that offlane Phoenix.
I really hope it's
I hope it's
either
mid-Earth Spirit, though.
offlane Witch Doctor or mid-Earth Spirit. They're the two I want.
Offlane Witch Doctor? Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
Legitimately?
Yeah.
In a top-tier professional game?
I don't think
fair
they'll.
enough.
I think it will be core Phoenix, like you say. But it seems like Aster have a plan coming into this like series though. This Centaur pick though, you know, we talked about Centaur Rubik yesterday being an old classic. Into Witch Doctor
Yeah.
Sven though, like this Witch Doctor hits level 3 and the level 2 Maledict is so scary for that Centaur to play into. So I'm surprised they've definitely just gone for this. But I get the whole like disengage plays really good from the Stampede and everything as well. Like it's this hero to group around with the Chen like relatively early on, like have that raw initiation, have some decent team fight with the Stampede and everything.
And then go Faceless Void. One thing I want to cover before we talk about that Faceless Void, is it me or does Phoenix Impact not really evolve much from 3 to 4? Like, it just doesn't seem like he gets that much more from the 3 to the 4 position.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's just what I've seen recently and that's what's in my head, but to me it just feels like it's just not that much more of an impact.
So when you play this Phoenix core, obviously you get more levels and farm and things. And so it's good against these heroes that, like, when you want to play tempo and you want like an early Veil, for example, and you want to start running up people, I think it has good value and things. Obviously, the spells don't do anything different, like you say. Like, in terms of damage output and whatnot and whatever. Like, obviously you can amp them up with Veil and things, but it's a hero that doesn't need too much help in the offlane either. Like, if you get it to a good start, it gets to like level 3 at this a relatively good point. Level 2 Fire Spirits are really hard to lane into. So I'd be interested to see if they put the Witch Doctor as the core though. Against the Chen in lane especially, I think it could be an option.
You always get me with a couple of these things where it's like, if this is core, and then I get really excited, and then what was it? Who is it that was still in the 5 position? I think it was yesterday or even the day before that we saw support, and we were like, could that support be a core support?
I can't remember.
Was it Earth Spirit, and then it just ended up being like the 4 or the 5 anyway? Or no, it was the draft from Elephant. It was Bloodseeker, Ancient Apparition, Lion, Marana.
No. Whoa. Slow down. I didn't say that. I got it right. It was you that said it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
EHOME go for the Zeus. It's a really good Zeus game. They don't have great gap close. It's kind of like only really the Earth Spirit. And we've talked about how Aster want to be playing this tempo lineup, I imagine, with this core Phoenix. I think pushing high ground for them now into like Zeus, Void with a Chrono, like Centaur as well. That feels really rough. So yeah, they have to go for this hero that gives them this high like reach and catch potential. So they go for the Storm. I'm really surprised that EHOME banned out the heroes that they did if they knew they were picking Zeus. Like, I feel like this Viper, yeah, it's really annoying, especially in the laning stage. It's not that great, and like the Viper overall for the game is okay, but like I feel like they haven't protected their Zeus as much as I thought they would. Like, I feel like
they could have banned Void Spirit and Storm, right?
Yeah, I think they've banned out laners that they don't want the Zeus to play against, so they want him to have a good start rather than heroes that are good against Zeus in like the game overall. Which, you know, it's a different way to look at it. That's fine, but now I think they have a way of dealing with the Zeus coming to the mid to late game, right? And it is XXS Phoenix, so I'm very disappointed.
Yeah. But I mean, XSS does play a good Phoenix, so disappointment is there, but disappointment is also not there because I can't wait to see XSS play this hero.
Oh, I can't believe they've given Lanham +3 Witch Doctor. This is amazing.
They've also gone back to freeze on the Storm. This has been, I know he's only played a handful of games with them, 4 games up to this point, but I think at least half, if not more, have been just him on the Storm Spirit, and I'm still waiting for him to have that opportunity to play the OD.
Do you reckon?
That's all I want.
Do you reckon he was like, guys, I really want to play Storm again. Can we just play Storm? And they're like, no, just wait. We'll pick your hero last. You can just wait to see what hero you think is good at that time. And then they pick Zeus, and he's like, guys, it's a really good Storm game again. And they're like, oh, okay. Interested to see how the Witch Doctor the Witch Doctor Sven does against the Centaur Rubik though. I think it's going to be a very volatile matchup because like they have lifted the Stomp as well the other way, so there's like really high kill potential. for either team in that lane. Interested to see if Lan does go 1-0-2 with his skill board, though, or if he goes like a point in Maledicts, or a point in heal at some point.
I think last season we were seeing Witch Doctors a lot more often, and they were going first a level into heal.
Mm-hmm.
Chalice?
He's fine.
I don't know if he is fine. Monet's also here. They've got Stormhammer, and they also have Cask if they want to continue to try and chase.
30 seconds to
He might just end up being first blood. Body blocks from Fade.
Fine.
Oh.
Yeah, they if they had had the Maledict there at level 1, I think they get the kill. Eventually. Actually, I know level 1 Maledict's pretty poop. Not that great. Yeah, now Chalice has to run all the way back to base, so they're going to get at least 3 runes on Aster's side. Easy peasy.
So Lanham and Monet up against what's going to be the classic. Yeah, I said it.
Yes.
Classic Centaur Rubik lane that we used to see every single game.
To be fair, it was every single game for quite a while. When they if they hit their level 2s first in this lane, they'll be really happy. Which is why you see they just want to shove the wave in relatively early. Sven gets an early deny though, so now like that sets everything back already.
Over mid. Looking over at XM and Freeze. Freeze already doing really well at 5-0.
Yeah, these guys should just trade farm effectively though. I don't think there's a massively one-sided lane either way.
Mm-hmm. Is it the levels that are needed for Zeus to kind of take advantage of getting more farm?
Yeah, I mean, they both have ways of clearing the waves, right, with Static Remnant and the Max Arc Lightning that we usually see now from Zeus's.
So it's Stormhammer on Fade. Throws the Fade Bolt, trying to survive. Monet's got Stormhammer in 10, but it's not going to matter. They've got the damage. And they'll get the kill. And this Witch Doctor did get level 2 and took the Voodoo Restoration.
Interesting. Okay. So not as much aggressive potential, but it's really difficult for the Witch Doctor and the Centaur and the Rubik to kill the Sven or the Witch Doctor now. He's going to get a stack on the small camp as well on Lanham. That's huge. How's top lane going, though? I feel like this is the least classic lane.
Roll in onto X Nova. Couple Fire Spirits. XSS. Level 2. One of the Icarus Dive, one of the Fire Spirits. Pretty much standard, right?
Yeah, nothing.
And then level 3, does he go Fire Spirits again?
Yeah, the only thing I'd be interested to see that's different to normal from Core Phoenix, from Support Phoenix, is that whether he puts more points in Icarus Dive instead of points in Sunray. Because the damage over time is really good against the Void. So he might feel like, going 3 or 4 points in Dive instead of putting any points in Sunray would be a good idea. I'm not actually sure what he'll do.
I want to say there was one game where we saw a Phoenix just skip Sunray for a long time.
It tends to be when you're against heroes like Nyx and things that can easily cancel Sunray. So like this game, for example, they're against Rubik and Centaur, which aren't that great because they don't have amazing gap close to get to the backline. Oh, Chen. He's in trouble.
Attacked. He's probably going to die here, and XSS able to get that kill. Bobica making it happen as well, and it's really no surprise when we continue to see how strong the Earth Spirit is and how well Bobica has played this Earth Spirit up to this point into the tournament. Telekinesis bottom into the hoof stomp as well as the double edge. Lanham in trouble. Voodoo Restoration is on as well as the Cask bouncing around. It won't get this kill on a Lanham.
And that's what we were saying, you don't have quite as much damage as you would hope for because of this heal at level 2. So The Centaur should have a relatively good time though, as long as he's not playing into the Maledict. So it's kind of like you're sacrificing your kill potential, but if you're not dying, then at least your Sven's having a good time. Or should be, at least. Unfortunately, Centaur has 9 denies.
Is there a chance level 3 Witch Doctor just takes another point and heal? And just wants to sustain the lane instead of playing aggressive?
I think most people go 1-1-3 if they do this build. Or like 3-1-1. I don't think you... Sometimes people go like 4-2-0 or something, but it's not very common. So yeah, technically you could, but I don't see it happening.
Both mids about to hit that 6 point where you'll have Thunder God's Wrath as well as the Ball Lightning. Potentially seeing Freeze making a move, but I guess we'll see. More so, I would be ready to see Thunder God's Wrath come out than anything. Aggression right after they pick it up, right?
I'm just trying to think about how they would want to approach it when the Zeus gets level 6. Like, where do they want to focus?
I would say maybe the Witch Doctor. Telekinesis, Hoof Stomp, Double Edge, Thunder God's Wrath, probably a kill.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But, like, you don't want to kill the Witch Doctor with the first Thunder God's Wrath if you can. You want a bigger kill, really. I don't know if they'll get it at this point in the game, but... Like, I think they could kill the Sven, for example. But, I mean, he has Bracer, like 7 stick charges. It's a bit difficult.
So not the quickest pace game.
XSS did go 1-3-1, by the way, so he did get an early point in Sunray. No more points in dive than normal. He's got Midas queued up as well. Jesus. Okay. I mean, this hero doesn't farm particularly quickly. Like, I don't know, I guess it does, it's okay, but the levels from the Midas are always nice. I guess if they feel like the game's going late, then you want that Phoenix to scale.
6-minute rune gets bottled by the Storm. Now he's got that haste to work with.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And Fade's taking over mid. The Zeus is going all the way back to base. Fill up this bottle. Go back. Again, he's got Thunder God's Wrath. I'm surprised they haven't made a play to try and get aggressive anywhere.
But this is what I mean. Where do they make a play? Like, Witch Doctor, yeah, maybe, but now he has Raindrop's Wand. Like, it's not an easy kill. But like you say, it's a very slow game, but Freeze is making a rotation on the Storm here. They want to play around this Phoenix if they can. But the XM's been recalled top.
Freeze? Making a play in. Geomagnetic Grip, they get the silence on it too, as well as the Boulder Smash out, but the roll away. And they wanted to get aggressive over towards top, but Zeus making the rotation, having 3 there, stops them from going in and making the commitment.
Oh, they're taking a stack with the Zeus. That's why they recalled him top. Right, that makes sense.
Gets a Royal Jelly. He's going to be happy about that. So is the Void.
Any other stacks?
Maledict with the Stormhammer. And Sven going in. He's got the God Strength pop. Chalice looking dead to rights. Just going to tick one more time and they'll finish him off.
There you go. There's a level 2 Maledict. Chalice just instantly dies straight away. Obviously, they've got God Strength now as well, which makes it ever so slightly easier. Oh, Zeus got a faded brooch. Get me out.
Royal Jelly for both teams.
Yeah, the Storm and the Zeus will both be very happy with that one. Zeus gets the rune again, though. I think he's got all 3 so far.
No,
oh, no, still got the haste. Yeah, you're right. I realised how much of an idiot I was before you said it. So.
Okay. As long as I don't have to tell you. Aster up 3-0, but it still feels like EHOME are farming really well around the map, right?
Yeah, they're doing okay. I don't know, this I feel like this this favours EHOME probably ever so slightly, I'd imagine, but it's you know, it's pretty close overall. for Aster, it's all about hitting their timing as a team. Yeah, we group up around this Phoenix. Sven has this BKB. Do you remember we've talked about this before? Play around the Sven BKB timing. Hopefully your Storm will have something like Orchid by then at that point. Well, if he doesn't have Orchid or like a Bloodstone by the time Sven has BKB, something's gone wrong for the Storm. But you get my...
He picks up a Keen Optic.
Sven
They've abandoned bottom.
Radiant's bottom tower.
That's Sven taking an ancient stack as well, though.
Yeah, and he's got this Mask of Madness. He's level 8. He's doing well. Faceless Void, a level behind. He's still looking for his Mask of Madness. That might be coming out right now. Yes, it is. And
top lane.
He's behind a bit.
Oh, they see the ward. They have the ward on this. They see the Witch Doctor coming over.
Ball Lightning Vortex. There's the roll in. They're going to try and TP to save the Void. Gets the Chrono out as well as the Time Walk just in time. But that Chrono's going to be on top of Fade. So this Rubik's in a little bit of trouble, but they've got the Thunder God's Wrath as well as the Fable. They get the kill on the Lanham. They end up losing SCCC. Now, God's Strength with the Stormhammer. Fade TP'd into this, and he's going to lose his life. 2 dead on the side of EHOME. Aster end up finding success in the top lane.
Yeah, they really need this Shen to get levels. He's only just about to hit level 5 here, and it's 10 minutes into the game. You know, if they have that Hand of God turnaround, for example, which is why we've seen a lot of these Shens be a little bit more greedy with their farm potential and things.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
2K lead for Aster.
Yeah, I don't know if when Monet turned up to the end of that fight on the Sven, his God Strength was up for like another 5 seconds or something. He gets a few hits in on the Rubik and then it just disappears straight away. It's like perfect timing for him.
Stupendous.
And Monet is just
He's so fast.
outpacing everybody. Yeah.
Every game, Sven ends up being more farmed. What a shock.
I don't know if I would have expected like this to go on for so long. Just thought maybe even like a, one of those mini patches, a lettered patch to have happened.
XM.
He's in some trouble. Geomagnetic Grip. They've got the Silence as well as the Magnetize. Ball lining in from Freeze. Hand of God is there, but there's the God Strength coming out from Monet. One shots XM to finish him off. Goes after SCCC, who doesn't have Chronosphere. They've got the Fade Bolt. They'll finish off Freeze. They have the heal. They should be able to sustain and go after Fade, but the Telekinesis lands on the 2, so 3 heroes are locked up for a second, giving them a time to retaliate to this. SCCC comes over, as does X-Nova. They'll use the Stampede to get the kill on a Fade. They'll look over at Lanham. They'll finish off the Witch Doctor. They're continuing to trade as Chalice is right by Bobica, but Bobica, he's without the roll, so Hope Stomp double edge. Do they get a bash? They will. Bobica can't get out, and he'll fall to Chalice.
Yeah, good defense by him, but the Sven not dying is the big thing there. Like, look at his net worth still, in comparison. Like, as long as he gets out, he's able to just carry on farming, he's going to be happy. Storm dying, though, was pretty big. They managed to just about catch him out with a Fade Bolt there towards the end of the fight from Fade.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Fade casting Fade Bolt.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh, all of a sudden, Chen's level 7 as well.
Yeah, he used that Hand of God in the last fight, and it looked like it might have done enough.
Hey, it kept the Zeus alive a little bit longer. Allows him to get more spells off. Storm. They got the Chrono.
Stunned up. Chrono, and XSS going to try and keep him alive. The damage is there with the Thunder God's Wrath. They get the late bash to finish him off. Freeze ends up dead. X-Nova dies. Lanham's got a great Death Ward. Chalice now needs to start running. Cast comes out. Monet's got the damage. They'll get the kill on the Chalice. They lose XXS. Another trade, 2 for 2. Telekinesis out into Bobica. They have the damage. They've stolen the cast. That'll bounce around. XM now in the hands of Monet. Need to get in front of him, and SCCC is going to try and do just that for a second. But the Geomagnetic Grip as well as the Boulder Smash misses XM. He's still on the run, trying to get out of the way here. And he does, just barely. But they're still chasing. Bobica wants to go for like a late roll by the tier 2 tower. This would be very risky to go for.
Yeah, XM reads that though.
They don't have vision.
Zeus just going to pop the God Strength to take this mid 2-1. Definitely worth it. Yeah, XSS, I don't know if you saw on the Phoenix in the fight, tried to get the egg. He used the dive and tried to egg on the high ground, but it ended up just below the cliff. So the Zeus, the Void, and I think it was the Rubik just hit the egg and it died. Because they just had vision of it straight away.
The chrono was nice from SCC and the ability to save XM there. Like he had that little bit of a body block and then time walked away, knew the length of what he was able to get away with. And he's going MKB after this Mask of Madness first item.
Yeah, I mean, BKB would do the safe play, but I feel like... I don't know. So the MKB's fine. Like, we see some... It's the Mask of Madness, BKB, and the MKB at, like, the Holy Trinity on Void, right? Whatever order you do the second and the third items, you know, personal preference and, like, game preference, but... I think the damage output from the MKB will be really helpful for them this game. But he does really need that BKB at some point. Like, look at the heroes on the Radiant side. He's being recalled in on the Void as well.
Yeah, over towards mid. Supernova comes out. They got the cask as well as the Maledict. Geomagnetic Grip was what silenced up SCCC, so he was unable to get a chrono out.
That would have been awful if there were more points in cask there on the Witch Doctor. Did you see that? He recalled him in just as the cask came through. And he got hit by the Maledict as well, so... Boy just has to get out straight away.
I think SCCC is almost lucky he got silenced, right? Because I feel like some Voids try to play that game anyway, where they'll throw the chrono down and see what they can get.
Potentially.
I don't know if I'm naming that off, you know, just what I've seen also from SCCC at times, where he just plays aggressive regardless of the
Does it anyway.
Yeah.
Sven about to hit his BKB though, so... This is the point in the game for EHOME where it's kind of like... It's really difficult for us to deal with the Sven, right? We have Chrono, so we can do damage, especially when Void gets MKB, but our Zeus needs to be able to defend towers as much as possible for now. I like that he went Yules first, assuming that the Storm would be going Orchid, just in case. Like, obviously it's a good item on Zeus anyway, but...
Stun's coming out on a Monet. Stun just lands on the edge, but the heal, they just don't want to go into that.
Yeah, I mean, 1 point in heals are still really good. 16 HP a second is...
We were watching that, and SCCC used Chrono.
Did he? Where did he...
Yeah, I did.
He might have got Fire Spirit or something just before he did it. Not sure. Maybe he, like, missed the storm or something and he zipped away. Difficult to know. I'm not watching a replay. I can't go back.
Live rewind. Smoke from Aster. They'll come onto the high ground. They'll spot X-Nova. Boulder Smash locks him in, but the Sentinel War Stomp is then... Just the stuns coming out onto the Sven are slowing him down, where Bobica as well as XSS have to take care of this Chen, and Monet just kind of shows up for the ride.
Yeah, I mean, X-Nova on the Chen has felt very unimpactful this game, it has to be said. Like, he hasn't even got his mech yet, 17 minutes in. Fade's dead as well in the top lane.
Oh. Almost juking there.
Juking and jiving. They are going to take this Roche though with the God Strength.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Fire Spirit is so good against Roche.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Okay, they get mid-tower at least. That's something. And
Maybe now the Aegis is on this Sven.
in all fairness, this Void has a decent amount of farm. So, like, he's not too far behind the Sven. You know, you expect the Sven to be ahead at this point, right? Like, it's just the way the hero functions. The Void hasn't got a Battle Fury or anything either, so... But when he gets this MKB, he will be a massive damage dealer. Especially when Zeus gets Nimbus as well. Only a 1.5k to go.
Looking to smoke down here? Potentially.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They get the Void over, but he doesn't have Chrono for about 15 more seconds, so... Because they don't want to make the move just yet. They're going to need that Chrono to get what they can. I actually don't hate that steal either. The war cry for Fade.
It's okay. He's not very farmed though, considering how farmed he's been on Rubik in other games. Like, he would have loved to have had this Aether Lens by now. He's only just about to get it.
He is, though, at the same spot where
frustrating.
Bobica is, and they're going to get the kill on X-Nova again. He just cannot get to this mech. He's still 175 gold behind.
But they haven't really been able to make aggressive plays this game, which is why. Like, the supports don't have the same amount of kill participation as they would in normal games, so they're lacking behind in that department. Like, they're playing they're playing Void Zeus. Like, these cores just need to farm. They can't really make the plays on the map up unless they have Chrono, maybe. Like, Centaur has Blink, but they still can't really make plays around that. They need to play around their Void and their Zeus, mainly. So they have MKB. They're about to get Ags on the Zeus. I think game's not too bad for them.
What did Shin buy out? Okay.
Are scanning.
Oh, Chrono. They got him.
Can they finish him off? Yeah. They got the Storm.
Dire's bottom tower is
Freeze
under
going down as Triple C. They've got some help there from the Zeus. They'll kill off the Storm. He's dead for 40, and he just got this Bloodstone, so doesn't exactly feel great to lose 3 charges immediately.
Yeah, and you don't want to be fighting while the Storm's down here as well. So I think Aster, now that they know the Chrono's down, this is their big moment to try and do something. Like, they have the Aegis. The Axe is up on the Sven and 100 gold. If you don't make the use of this Aegis here and this whole time in the game, I feel like you're kicking yourself in the teeth. You got to really try and pressure forward here.
There's the Ags. So now they're dealing with Chrono on cooldown for another 100 seconds. He'll farm into this BKB. Like you said, they really want to farm as much as possible. So do you think they'll probably not fight until he's got the BKB, right? Or at least try not to.
There's no need for them to fight. Like, they can hold high ground with the Zeus and things if they need to. It's up to Aster to try and find a way of breaking that cycle, right? And just forcing fights somehow or getting on the Zeus in a fight. It's not an easy thing to do.
Dire's top tower is
I
under
like how
attack.
X-Nova's been given the faded brooch. He's like, guys, I don't have boots yet, but with this brooch, I might be able to outrun them now.
320 movement speed.
Yeah. I like the purge creeps that he's collecting as well. Really good
Yeah.
up against like the Warcry from the Sven, for
Dire's
example.
top tower has
It
fallen.
was really good, like just general
Radiant's
chase
bottom
potential.
tower is under attack.
I don't like that he hasn't got any points in penitence though with a Void on his team.
It's a little surprising, right?
Do you remember the Chen we saw before go 4-4-1? I mean, I'm not really a Chen player, so I don't know, but easy TP.
Dire's courier has
Just loses his whole army though straight away.
Bottom. Telekinesis into the hoof stomp.
they
We've
got
also
him.
got the clumsy net. Got the clumsy net on the Void. They're going to all try to TP out of this.
They're doing a good job just pulling them around the map though, right? Like, Aster can't get this fight that they really want. They're struggling to find the right opening in the game. Like, the Storm dies top, now the Earth Spirit dies bot. Like, they're getting picked off one by one. So this Aegis timing has just gone to complete waste. Complete way. Chalice, like, again, Chalice is pushing up mid lane. He manages to get out there just before the Storm comes in. The boy picks up
Chrono
the DD.
onto the Storm. And he's got the DD. He gets the Chrono onto the Storm. They'll get that kill there. They'll take out Storm again. Freeze. A couple of deaths back to back. He sees down to 8 Bloodstone charges. EHOME have done a good job of playing their game while they're waiting out this Aegis and everything.
Did you see that though? The Storm saw the DD and was like hovering over it because he was like, oh, I think I'll give this to my Sven so we can try and force a fight. All of a sudden the Void just, comes down the cliff, picks up the DD, Chronos him and just kills him straight away. Freeze is like, oh man, I knew I should have taken that DD. Screw my carry.
X-Nova. He's bottom of the net worth by quite a bit. And Fate's actually falling behind a little bit, and he's going to die here bottom. XXS there with Monet as well as Lineham. They get the kill onto the Rubik. He's trying to get into the Blink if he can. You can see the difference between him and Bobica. Bobica was pretty much even with Fade for a while, and now he's pulled away quite a bit.
Yeah, and when he gets this BKB, he will be a big problem for the Zeus in particular, I think. Because he can just dart for the backlines, right? At the same time as just popping his BKB.
Look at the bottom tier 2. Roche minimum respawn time will be in about a minute. Monet coming here to swipe a stack. You can see Sven still sitting about 3k above this Void. Void's going to have Chrono up in about 55 seconds. Going into the BKB, he's 200 gold, 150 gold away from that.
The way you should look at it, though, is that the Sven pulled ahead of him really early on, but the Void has managed to flatline the difference between the two of them over the last 10 minutes or so. Monet.
Supernova, Cask, Stormhammer from such a distance. They get the kill on the Chalice. They're going to look for more with the BKB being popped by Monet. He chase into the base looking over at SCCC as well as Fade. However, won't go even further in, so...
This is a god
The
strength.
Stormhammer cast range. Yeah.
It's crazy. I hate it so much.
It's so, like, I think it wouldn't even be as good if they cut it in half. Like, look at this. Hover over Stormhammer, and he can go between the tier 2 and the tier 3 from here. Igor's dive comes out. BKB's been popped by SCCC. He'll go in and onto Monet. They get the kill onto the Sven, so now that he's out of the fight, maybe SCCC can find something more. He does have Chronosphere to work with, so if they can find this Storm Spirit, they're just going to throw a Chrono on him, or maybe not even need it.
Oh, that's huge.
Cooks come in with the Nimbus. They get the kill on both the 1 and 2 on Aster. So EHOME, despite the fact that they lost the Chen and the Centaur, I think come away with a win in that situation.
Yeah, like, again, the start of the fight is Chalice dying, but they have to commit so much to kill him. Like, they used Egg, they used the BKB and the God Strength on the Sven, and as soon as the BKB's out, the Zeus is just able to output this huge amount of damage. And they need to get on top of the Zeus in fights. If XM is able to live and just press spells, then, the fight is so difficult for Aster to ever win. He did a really good job, like, using the Storm in the last fight as well, just to make sure he got away. Now the difference, the net worth difference between the two carries is down to like 2,500 gold.
On top of which, they didn't use Chrono for that last fight. So it's still available coming into Roche. Like, Roche is now up in just a second. How do you fight into this if EHOME want to go for Roche? There's going to be Chrono available.
And you have to remember, it's not the same as before either, because they have BKB on the Void now. So when he Chronos, somebody just pops his BKB. There's not a huge amount they can do. They've got, like, Sun Ray to maybe keep someone alive.
Icarus dive, Shivas, but they got the Nimbus. They stop him in his tracks to get the kill on Access. There's the Stormhammer, and now the Chrono's going to be used on a Monet. Maledict, Death Ward outside the Chrono. They'll get the kill on the Sven. Now they look over at Lanham. Monet's down to this fight for 70 seconds. They'll get the kill on Lanham as well. They'll take out 3 on the side of Aster, and EHOME come out ahead. They'll look over at Roche, and not much Aster can do from this anymore.
Really nice play with the Nimbus, though, to cancel the dive. Like, they see him coming with the ward. They, I think they had was it a ward or a Chen creep they had on the high ground? I didn't see, but they react to the dive really quickly. And now it's an Aegis on the Void, and it's like this lineup on Aster where you really want to be playing from ahead with like this Phoenix core, grouping up early on. They seem to have missed like their big timing in the game where they know they're going to be much stronger. And this Void is suddenly like the scariest here on the map. After that BKB, he has another 3,000 gold already.
Yeah, and we talked about it being 3k difference between him and the Sven, 2k difference between him and the Sven, and now it's only 900 gold that split the two.
I wonder where he goes next. Like, Scardy's quite good. Like, Satanic's okay.
Yeah, he's going Butterfly. He's got that queued up, but he just queued that up.
I thought he would have wanted to be a bit tankier just in case they, like, try to 100 to 0 him. But
Stormhammer comes in as well as the Rolling Boulder. Nimbus is down with the BKB being popped by Bobica as well as SCCC. They get the ball lightning all the way in as well as the Vortex to lock up Chalice, but he eats the cheese. They'll use the Supernova to try to get the kill on this egg, but they know that they have no chance to finish it off. So Chalice is going to be stunned up, as is Fade. Got the kill on a 1. They'll take it a second. They'll take a Chalice and Fade and look for more. X-Nova on the run. SCCC in the Magnetized. Roll forward from Bobica, but the Bashes come out onto the Earth Spirit, who no longer has the BKB. They've got the Thunder Guards out. They'll get the kill onto the Earth Spirit. Now they look over as the Stormhammer as well as the Electric Vortex. They'll take the Aegis on the Spaceless Void. Sunray right on top of him. Zeus is close, but doesn't really have a lot of mana to play with. Time walk away, or at least try to get some distance. He's split up for a moment. He's got the Clumsy Net, and now needs to make his way out of here, but there's the God Strength as well as the Stormhammer. They get the kill on SCCC. They'll take out the 8-time spree, and down he goes. EHOME Give up a bad fight to Aster.
EHOME look really good when they have Chrono up in these fights, right? If you don't have Chrono, I think forcing these engagements is probably not a great idea, in my eyes. Like, down in this bot lane, if Chalice gets gone on and dies, then, you know, it is what it is. We've seen it happen already, but the Void tries to commit to the fight with BKB not having Chrono up, and just starts running into 5 heroes. You know, like, he can't deal with them all at once if he doesn't have Chrono. It's not quite as easy as it, you know, as it otherwise could be. So you just gotta be a little bit patient. You haven't, you know, you've won the last few fights, you've done really well, but just gotta chill a little bit. I like how he changes it to Satanic now on his quick buy. After that last fight, he's like, okay, maybe damage isn't what I need. Maybe I need to, you know, just protect myself a little bit.
Maybe not Butterfly. He could buy on the Reaver as well, but let's see if he just holds for buyback for now.
So the big thing about the Aegis was, though, that not only did you get it just for yourself, but you took it away from the Storm lineup. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's sad that we lost it there, but it wasn't massively integral for what we wanted to do for the game. Like, we still want to stretch the game out. We want to defend our high ground with the Zeus and the Void. Like, the later the game goes, the happier they should be on the Dire side. Because Sven's, like, pretty much slotted at this point already. Oh, he's got spider legs, though. Oh, dear. Means he can sell his boots and have another slot on the Sven.
Are those coming out to him? Should,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
That's really good. Oh, there's a telescope, though, on the Dire side as well.
I would assume Fade takes that, but he's holding the clumsy at the moment.
Fade or I think XM might on the Zeus. One of them.
Ooh, roll in. Maybe it's down. Stormhammer into the Chronosphere. They'll pop the BKBs. Can they get the damage to kill off Monet? He's down to about a third health and just dies. Maledict is out. The Supernova goes off.
And without the
Aster might need
Sven.
to retreat off this. They're looking for the hoof stomp on an XSS. They'll find it onto the Phoenix. They get the kill on X Nova. They'll lose this Phoenix, or will they? Thunder God's Wrath, and just surviving for a little bit longer until XM finishes them off. We've got the clumsy net out from Fade, but it's not going to catch enough. So they get the kill onto the Phoenix as well as the Sven, and Sven comes in. Again, we talked about having Chrono. That's the big difference.
Yep. And he has no buyback on the Sven either. So even though he's still got like God Strength and everything up, I'd love to see how they're going to try and hold this high ground, because I feel like the heroes that are best at it are probably the Storm and the Phoenix. And the Phoenix is dead, no buyback. Storm might be able to like zip over the creep wave here or something. Oh,
Lightning, Death Ward in the cask.
Good attempt though. Good attempt.
So they kind of hold high ground there. I mean, it pushes them back. They don't get the tier 3.
Yeah, that was much better than I thought it would be. They just have to wait for Chrono again now on EHOME. There's no rush. But again, if you're Aster, group up and go again. Like, you want to smoke here or something and try and force a fight. I think. Have you seen this ward in my X Nova, by the way? It's like this one in the mid lane now as well. This one's so difficult to find.
This one?
Yeah.
So Fade's got this blink. He's holding the telescope. XM's still holding the nether shawl. Witch Doctor going Axe. Okay. See if Finum gets the gold for that.
He's pretty farmed, to be fair, on the Witch Doctor.
We're talking about Rubik, who was getting passed by Boca, but now he's caught up and surpassed him.
Yeah, well, they have won the last few fights, though, right? So that's the difference.
I guess. Because they lost the one that was over here bottom.
Yeah, but the Earth Spirit had to buy back for that.
True.
He bought back and TP'd to the outpost in that fight.
That is the true.
The true. The true train.
So,
The Phoenix is going to hit level 20 soon. So I'd be interested to see what talent he takes. Also going Refresher as well, which should be fun.
I think Void dismantled the Mask Madness to make the Satanic and then bought it into a Mask Madness again.
Dire are scanning.
I think that makes sense though. Like this mid to late game Mask of Madness is still really good though.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, the only person that can punish you with it with the raw physical damage is the Sven. So if you're hitting the Sven in the Chrono every time and popping Mask of Madness with BKB on, like there's nothing they can do.
Took over the outpost, 4K lead, 3K lead. Aster favored for a moment, but I like what EHOME's got so far. We were talking about how EHOME were kind of coming into their own for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of this game for Aster stands on the Sven, which is difficult for them.
Mm-hmm. Should probably point out as well that the Void's almost level 25, so he does have that backtrack talent potentially available.
Or if he wants to go to the Chronosphere AoE. These heroes on the side of Aster are staying pretty close to each other.
Yeah, potentially. I think the backtrack's really good though, and you'll see the Sven's already building Silver Edge. Like this is an item we've seen a lot on Sven this tournament already, and the Silver Edge breaks the backtrack passive.
Ask Maledict. They're going to roll in for Chalice. Icarus dive over. Supernova's in an interesting spot. I don't think it's in the best place spot, but they've got the ball lining over, and they get the kill into the Supernova to take out Chalice. He'll buy back, so does XSS. They're going to go for more. Time walk away. SCCC gets out, but he'll reapply the Magnetized Bobica, and, well, now they'll all disengage.
Yeah, he bought back as well. On they both did on both the off-laners, but
Yeah.
I think without the BKB and the Chrono, they do have to be a little bit careful. Okay, they've got the Chrono. They're going to smoke up and just go again anyway. Sven still has BKB and God Strength though, and Void doesn't have his BKB. This might be a...
Thunder God's Wrath, try and get some vision. There's the Blink as well as the Telekinesis into the hoof stomp, but they've got the silence out on the Centaur with the Geomagnetic Grip, so Bobica is able to keep him alive, but they lose Monet, and he's forced to buy back. So now Sven does still have his BKB, but can he fight into this? There's no Chrono available.
But Roche is going to be up in 40 seconds.
That could be good for Aster, considering that EHOME don't have Chrono.
Yeah, they have to try and they have to try and get the Roche while the Chrono's down, like you say. That's like the best time they'll have.
Boulder Smash, Geomagnetic Grip, as well as the cast coming out of SCCC. They'll use the Stormhammer, but the Telekinesis is coming in from Fate. That's going to lift up Monet. BKBs are going to be popping. SCCC surviving for now. He's getting the bashes out into Monet, who starts to retreat. But now the BKBs are no longer there from the side of EHOME and Aster as they run out, but SCCC goes down, and so does Monet. And the big part of that is Monet bought back just to get into this fight. Freeze able to ball lightning away, but here comes XM. Does he have the damage? There's not a lot of mana left on this Freeze Storm. He's just able to escape, and they get the kill on Alana just to finish him off.
The drive-by with the Rubik stolen Boulder Smash at the end. That was amazing. And again, like, they throw everything on the Void, but he had BKB back up again. So he managed to survive just long enough. And in the backline, XM is just doing so much damage. Every single fight, he's going completely untouched.
They did buy back on the Void, but...
Yeah, but they know Monet doesn't...
That's going to matter.
Yeah, they know Monet doesn't have buyback, so... Now that, it's a refresher shard on the Chrono for the Chrono as well, so that buyback completely worth it. They're probably going to go and try and go for the Rax here while the Sven's still dead. Like, their Void has Aegis, so... I don't see Aster being able to kill him twice before the Sven's back up again.
What's the BKB duration? 7 for the Storm, 6 for the Burst Spirit.
Good glyph by the Dark.
Storm's only level 23 too. Like, I think this defense would be a little bit easier if he was 25 and had that auto remnant.
Yeah, it definitely would. But he's still, still quite a way away. Dude, this cask is owning.
Bobica pops the BKB, gets the Magnetized down, and there's the Death Ward. It's doing a decent chunk of damage on a Chalice who's got the Maledict on him.
This cask...
A lot of damage to Chalice, not enough.
This cask is so horrible to push high ground into. Like the cask and the Storm, actually. I thought it was going to be the Phoenix that'd be the annoying one, but the Witch Doctor's actually the real pain in the arse.
Does he have Ags yet? No, he's only one component in.
Yeah, I think he bought back in one of the fights, didn't he? Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, we're losing this cape for the void.
I think the two of us just being support players always praying for supports to have a lot of farm is hilarious.
Please.
I've noticed that recently.
Trent made a really good point on a stream yesterday. He's like, yeah, I really like playing support because I just get to run around and kill people. But don't tell the core players that because then they might want to play support as well. So,
It's just like, I noticed the two of us are always just like, oh, well, DY's got a lot of farm. Yeah. Nice. Meanwhile, it's like, we can see a Void have like 50k, and we're just like,
oh, that's okay.
Nice. Omni Knight has 10k? Dope. They have the refresher ready to go for this Faceless Void, but they're going to have the Storm up, or the Sven back up. He's going into the Silver Edge. And he's now behind the Zeus of all heroes.
But the Zeus just hasn't died in ages. What was the one deck he had this game? Wasn't it really early on in the late, like when they were ganking his mid tier 1? He just hasn't died since.
Yeah, it was mid right around.
Chrono
used, Storm caught again. Freeze ends up dead. I just got the noise like I completed a challenge. It was weird.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. They get the recall, they'll use the Thunder God's Wrath. They're going to find the vision out on a Monet as well as this Witch Doctor of Lanham.
No buyback. They saw the ward as well.
Seconds.
Oh. Oh no, the two high ground defenders. Storm's going to have to buy back here.
Yeah, unfortunate. Again, just wishing he was level 25. He's going to have to buy back here.
I wonder at what point he wants... I assume he's waiting for somebody to make an initiation so he jumps at the same time. But they're just... like, they have to go at some point, right? They're just losing buildings.
How much are they willing to give up? That's the question. Now they move forward. They've got Sven in a lot of trouble. He might just die here. He's gone.
Storm?
No buyback. Storm never buys back, and they just let Sven die. And they're going to let Bobica die as well and call GG.
Oh. Oh, here comes the egg, though. Oh.
Full team wipe.
That egg got scrambled, Beagle. Yeah, that was... I don't know. I mean, the last chrono at the end on the Storm obviously was very good down in the bot lane. But when it gets to this late game scenario, this Void is always the king. You know, with these long death times as well, especially chronos back up for a lot of the time that you're alive on the Sven. I feel like they did really well this game though on Aster towards the start of the game. They could never really find that fight to push their advantage. And again, they really struggled to deal with the Zeus. Like they last picked this Storm to be able to help deal with the Zeus, but I think XM's item build was fantastic this game. You see, he goes like yours for this first item, like defensively. So if the Storm ever zips on him and he has Orchid, he can just purge himself. If he not, he